It's official. We've made it to the Pacific. In the last episode, we traversed the Panama Canal. A huge milestone on our 10,000 nautical mile sailing journey. We'll be cruising the Panamanian coastline with a familiar cast of characters. We're Brian and Emily. Join us for some beach walks, a new ocean, and some hard lessons along the way.
We had our boat broken into the other day.
We'll also share a bit about how we picked anchorages. We begin in Panama City. Do you remember this scene in the last episode? Hard lesson number 1. How to lose an anchor. We turned the camera off just in time to not film any of it. This is a windlass. It's essentially a winch system to help raise and lower the anchor. It has a rope gypsy on top that can be accessed on deck and a chain gypsy below. In case we needed an additional winch to manage the dock lines and the strong forces of the locks, we loosened the chain gypsy. The problem was when we prepared to drop the anchor that night, we forgot. A loud sound is generally not good. Brian darted to the helm to put the boat in neutral. We've already had enough prop drama for one trip, thank you very much. And then used the winch handle and the anchor locker to quickly tighten the chain gypsy. But no harm, no foul. Everything was okay, and the next day we were off to Las Perlas Islands with our friends, a day sail away from Panama City.
Yeah, it might be a mommy.
Yeah, just hooked her up friendly too. Okay.
Bye, buddy.
Say goodbye, GT. Whee! Yeah, man.
We're just arriving in Las Perlas. Tangi, Lomalagi, Hula, Hula, Dubuni, under the moony. Hula, hula, sanganalenga, hula, hula.
The next day, while we were occupied at a nearby beach, we got robbed. Which brings us to hard lesson number 2. Keep it tight. We were complacent. Big Bear was nearby, but she was out of sight, and we had left her wide open because it was just so dang hot. That was a mistake. But we learned from it, and we're much more vigilant for the duration.
All of our cell phones had been stolen. A few other tools, a couple speakers. Fortunately, it could have been way worse. Feeling lucky and grateful that no one was harmed, obviously. We are going to move anchorages. Hope for a better day today.
After dealing with a few logistics to the best that we could being in a remote area, we just tried to let it go and have a good time and remember that the real criminal isn't people, it's poverty.
The bummer, I think anytime you experience some sort of theft, it feels violating. Everyone we've met has been kind, but we are in an area where people have very little, so we stick out a bit in a remote anchorage. All in all, we're fine, we're happy.
Put the rum in the coconut.
Here in the tropics, like you can get burned in the shade.
Hard lesson number 3. Respect the equatorial sun. We would struggle with the heat throughout all of Central America.
Bacon butt or sunscreen, everybody.
Before we knew it, we were back in Panama City to drop off our friends at the airport and to check out of customs. But not before the world's most epic go-karting and a proper salute before saying goodbye.
We are here at an anchorage outside of Panama City, Isla Toque.
So how do we pick an anchorage? There's a few things to consider. How far apart they are from each other, where and when the prevailing wind is coming from. In Panama, a sunset easterly is the prevailing wind pattern. We would often sail the next leg starting in the dark. Are there spots with proper depth without too much fetch from the prevailing wind? What's the holding line? In Panama, it was mostly mud and sand, which is great. Rocks and seagrass are tougher for the anchor to grab. And what we notice so significantly different about the Pacific from the Atlantic is where is is the surf zone. This pertains to anchoring and landing the dinghy. The Pacific is a bigger ocean, deeper to the shorelines, with a bigger wave period. This leads to bigger swell. The surf can make landing on some shorelines impossible, which is why you see us land the dinghy beyond the break. And last but not least, where are you in the tide cycle? The Pacific has huge tides. All factors to consider. After that preliminary criteria are met comes the fun stuff, like how pretty is it, and can you access a shoreline for an adventure? Is it private? Are there bugs? Stuff like that.
The outer point of the Gulf of Panama is Punta Mala. With the strong winds that come out of the Gulf and the strong currents that come around the point, we chose our departure from Isla Utuk very carefully.
We are having just the most amazingly beautiful sail over to Playa Veneo today. We left about 2 a.m. and there could just be no better weather and conditions. Having such a good time. If this is what sailing in the Pacific is like, we are super into it.
About 20 knots the whole time, 15 to 20. Perfect angle on our stern quarter, so we've been wing on wing all night and all morning. Just as we rounded the corner here, we took the Genoa off the pole. Now we're just on starboard tack. So the current kind of rips down around the point there, so it just timed it so that the tide was not going against the wind. And we nailed it. It's a very benign day. You can tell that the wind and the current just rip around that point.
We saw a sea turtle! And we're looking for whales. Oh, that's right, two sea turtles. And it's a lot drier than the Atlantic side. It's drier than I was expecting. Of course, it is the dry season. I'm sure that'll change.
I think chances are good we're gonna see a whale today. We already caught a mahi.
Get your rod in the water by 6 and woo-hoo! Fish on!
Look at that.
He's gonna thrash. Up a small female. Go. Ready? Yep. Woo!
So we're in the spot. Humpbacks are prevalent in this area, we've read. I've never seen a whale. We saw a spout the other day. Want to see a 5,000 foot mouth?
1,000 feet, 22 feet.
Crazy.
That's a big drop.
After being fairly thrashed in the Caribbean Sea, I have to admit I was a little worried about what this cruising was going to feel like, but this coastal sailing in nice weather was the bee's knees. When conditions are calm, there's not all that much excitement. Of course, there's the continually evolving horizon and endless possibility of animals. We had satellite internet if needed, but that was mostly on reserve for emergencies. No streaming, no scrolling. We enjoyed a lot of audiobooks and found other ways to entertain ourselves. After a calm day of sailing, there's so much reward in stretching our legs on a new beach and exploring. Of all of our Panamanian anchorages, Isla de Sabaco may have been our favorite. It may be hard to appreciate here, but every beach has a different substrate, whether it's sand, pebbles, shells. We collected small samples from almost everywhere we stopped. Good one. Sand veggies.
Thank you.
The mornings are an equally sacred time. The sound of the jungle bird, the low angle of light. Sometimes we are already well underway by dawn, so to be at Anchorage is always a treat.
Buen dia.
Vender fruit, vender fruit, vender fruit, vender fruit, vender fruit. Mi trabajo. Oh, and they're great.
Yes, gracias, amigo.
Cuando en Costa Rica, yo hablar amigos, la radio, aquí, Kennedy.
Kennedy wants everyone to know that he sells the fruit. Tell your friends.
Toronja, limones, plantain.
This is his primary job in Bahia Honda.
El video para la internet.
Sí.
¿Cómo se dice?
Red, toronja. En inglés, grapefruit red.
Ah.
Amigos, ellos come back Backpack.
The community is in need of backpacks, school supplies, cooking oil, soap, sun clothing, shoes, books, you name it. He also tells us about his other job as a caretaker for a foreign property owner. The community members working there unfortunately haven't been paid in months. Times are tight.
Panameño cookie. La vida es uno. No, la vida es un solo vida. Cuando es muerto, finito. Es la vida es feliz.
Sí.
¿Comprendo?
Sí, we're happy.
Es feliz, sí.
Yeah.
No problema, no nada.
Nada.
No, es bien, es feliz.
Sí.
Sí.
It's perfecto.
Es perfecto. Muerto, finito.
I probably speak about as much Spanish as Kennedy speaks English, but even with a language barrier, sometimes less is more. In the few words we know of each other's languages, we're right to the point. Life is short. Be happy. All throughout Panama, people living in these rural areas count on cruisers to bring them some vital supplies. I wish we'd been even more stocked up for this, but we gave everything that we could and bought as much fruit as Kennedy could pick.
Kennedy came to bring us some fruit last night. We told him we'd buy whatever he had. He was pouring sweat. He'd been out for hours and found just about everything he could in the jungle. We've got coconuts and red bananas, green bananas, plantains, these limones, which are so unbelievable. They're green rind with this like tart orange center. They're just so juicy. Grapefruit, red grapefruit, white grapefruit. We're very lucky.
We did low tide just as it's starting to run. Definitely entering a sketchy, shoaly river here. Looks cool though. Just as typical of rivers though, that make like a bar offshore of sediment. So it got down to 20 something feet. Now we're in the river and it's 55 feet. Very cool though.
Sand and sediment moves a lot, so the charted depth isn't always accurate on these anchorages. But sometimes what's uncharted can be fun. One of our favorite activities in a new anchorage is to explore in the dinghy if we can.
To find the beach. I think it eventually does flow out to the inlet. Just pitches out just enough.
We were this close. No cigar.
We're underway again. We're probably a day or so from Costa Rica. There's a little break in the heat. I don't know if we've told you before, but Central America is hot. I don't know, it's early in the morning and it just feels nice. Life is everywhere around us and it could just pop up from anywhere at any time. So gotta keep our eyes peeled because if you're not looking, you could miss it. Fish on!
Yeah! It's a male mahi.
I feel this bad about eating the boys.
Oh, he's got some fun stuff. Oh, he's got some fun stuff. All right.
Wow!
Look at
that beautiful color in clear water. That is
Forward, throttle. There for a minute.
wow.
Let's let him swim for a second.
That is a beautiful mahi.
5-gallon bucket of water.
Nice to be selective and nice to get an opportunity like this where we feel like it is the perfect one. It's just a nice sized male, not too big, not too small, and we're at the point where we have room in our freezer. We actually really craving some fish tacos, so yeah, we're very lucky and we're very appreciative. We don't take it lightly. And then we're gonna try and dispatch them as quickly and humanely as possible.
Forget everything we said earlier about it not being as hot today. It's hot.
Oh, yeah.
We're grateful for the fish, grateful for nature, and grateful for some fish tacos tonight. What do you think of the Pacific so far?
I am more than pleased, to say the least.
Le gusta.
Le gusta.
East coast of the Atlantic, going north and south, twice a year, every year is just, it's a lot. It's a lot on the boat and the captain, so felt like I was getting a little beat up after a decade or more. Yeah, I'm loving the Pacific.
I got Ryan a fillet knife at the Annapolis Boat Show a few years ago for his birthday, but I got a really big one. And we actually haven't used it yet, so we're gonna break the seal.
This is by far the most beautiful fillet knife I've
ever held, let alone used. It slid through the fish like a lightsaber. Yep, I'm gonna cut it right on the bone line here so that we have one nice clean fillet. Clean it up a little bit first.
We ate well that night. My fingers were too sticky for videoing, sorry guys, but we made ceviche with the scraps and the fresh limones and tacos for dinner.
We are about to dispense of some of our fruit we've got to get rid of before we cross the border. Coconut ski. Bing!
Oh, I almost hit it. Oh, did you see how close I was?
I realize this may seem terribly wasteful. Costa Rica has strict customs. Those coconuts are probably small trees on some island by now. These red bananas stain the deck red, probably forever.
Alright, be careful back there.
Fire! Believe that fishing boat's getting a little too close to us. Shoot a warning shot across his bow. These were classic when we were growing up. Fire!
Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in Costa Rica.